Hello, beautiful people. Let's go started.
What scares you the most about the next generation? In addition to everything else said, they cannot use a computer. They can surf the web, but cannot do anything useful. Many of my students are worse than my parents at doing simple things like attaching documents to emails or understanding the file path. I have a Gen Z coworker who doesn't know how to do even the simplest things on computer. They didn't know how to check how much room was on their hard drive it was full, empty their recycle bin the reason it was full, or stuff like formatting a cell as text in Excel. And when they runs into problems, they are utterly incapable of searching for an answer to figure out how to fix it on their own. If someone can't fix it for them, then it simply won't get fixed. To be fair, every major search engine is fucking broken, and I run into issues all the fucking time that I am incapable of finding answers to with search. ChatGPT has advanced considerably since the early days, however, and is often provided an accurate or close enough answer to actually fix the problem. Seriously, search is fucking broken. I personally consider this one of the most pressing problems today, but I may be alone in this. Lacking the ability to access information online is going to cause a domino effect where people just get fucking dumber and dumber. The tightening grip big tech is using on pretty much every digital device, and our increasing inability to fix any of the problems they created and refuse to acknowledge or fix doesn't bode well. I'm not saying your colleague isn't answering idiot, they probably are, but it goes deeper than that too. A student worker at my job asked me how to turn on the desktop computer. I asked if she'd tried pressing the power button here, gesturing to the CPU tower. She had not. I tried to give grace by saying I guess you guys just used laptops at home and not big desktop computers, so it's understandable. Then she said no, they had a desktop growing up. Oh, okay then. Thank you. I had a massive problem with my laptop suddenly when it fell off my nightstand. The USB-C ports failed, and the laptop wasn't registering the charger anymore. It was on 4% battery power. I had a massive deadline at work and hadn't transferred the necessary encrypted files. I'm an idiot, I know. Anyway, I restarted about 2-3x, pressed F2 while rebooting, went to BIOS, changed the settings to default, erased previous settings, undid the AC adapter from itself, ran a couple troubleshoots, turned it off, waited, then turned it back on, then said a Hail Mary and plugged it back in. It worked. Simultaneously, I asked a person I know who constantly talks about how they are amazing with computers and are a hacker. Also that he writes codes all the time and he's a computer genius with a deep understanding of AI. He said to take a photo of the BIOS and send it. All he talked about was that my GSE were not bad and my gigs of RAM were really good. Pressed for time, I asked him repeatedly what he recommended. He gave me the 1800 number for tech support. JFC. Don't ask me how I know him. We are not friends. Non-existent reading comprehension. There's story after story of teachers who teach upper middle school with kids who can't point out the main character of an elementary level paragraph story, or find the theme of a simple passage. It genuinely scares me that next election, some of these COVID babies, who had critical learning year S robbed from them, will be voting based on what people tell them to think, because they don't have the mind to research for themselves. I've been experiencing this firsthand after becoming a tutor for English literature subjects and generally humanity courses at my college. I have never interacted with people my age in this manner, and I don't know what to say to some of these folks. There's only so much I can do. I can't teach comprehension to them, which some people seem to be lacking. And I'm like, how did you even make it this far? You can't even make a simple thesis statement, nor do you even know what that is. Other examples, a guy who had evidence from an article and his own argument to go with it. Except his entire argument was just a Bible verse and not actual reasoning. Someone I asked if they could describe to me what their source article was talking about. What was it arguing? They tell me. I take their word and run with it. I keep getting very confused before looking at the source and realizing, okay, apparently you have no idea what you read, missed the all-encompassing metaphor the author uses the entire article. Another dude who came to me for help after hours and I was willing, sure, whatever. I get paid anyway. The essay is there, but it's so strange to read. Before I realized the guy literally has a ChatGPT tab open in the same browser. He kept mentioning he only used it for some help, but in my eyes the essay was crap, on top of him not even knowing what he or it was talking about. I teach young kids, so Gen Alpha. A lot of them can't persevere through a challenge without going to pieces. And it's not like I'm crying because I can't find my notebook because I've had a rough day and this is just the final straw. I'm crying because I can't find my notebook and no one is coming to rescue me, despite the fact that if I looked in my desk for more than 0.5 seconds I'd find it. They have no understanding of their actions having consequences. My class was out of control in the lunchroom running, pushing, throwing food and went all surprised Pikachu that the teachers supervising lunch kept them in for recess. They're also lazy. We're just starting to learn how to answer a question in a complete sentence and use evidence from a text to support our idea. I'm not asking for a 10-page thesis, I'm asking for I know the boy is happy at the end of the story, because he said this was a great day. I model the skill, I give them sentence starters, and they still can't even just complete the sentence starter, so they'll just write he's happy in their notebook and expect me to be like, perfect, this is wonderful. A lot of it is bad parenting. It's not just the iPads and TikTok. A lot of parents will step in before a kid is ever even challenged by something and fix it for them so they don't learn to problem solve. They expect me to spoon feed them answers and refuse to do anything that takes more than a minute of thinking. They also make excuses for their kids' behavior and don't discipline them. I had a parent this week try to explain to me that the problem isn't that their daughter talks in class. The problem is that other kids are talking to her when she talks to them. I don't foresee these kids being able to function in any career that expects them to do anything other than exactly what they want to do and that asks nothing of them. Teacher here. The issues that worry me: cell phone addiction. Teenagers in class head down. Teenagers at the bus stop head down. Walking across the street, riding a bike, walking head down. It makes me sad. Inability to focus, brain rot, meme culture, short-form content equates to everyone having the attention span of a goldfish. Complete lack of any understanding of finances, lack of any aspiration, no interest in developing job skills that can help them in the future. This generation is going to be shocked when they find out how hard their parents work and how much it costs to live in their hometown. Complete lack of any knowledge or understanding of the forces that brought us to our current political environment that they are about to stroll into as voting-age adults in a few years. The state of things will be taken for granted, resigned to fascism or openly embracing it. The will to enact change for the better is gone, seen as futile. It saddens me to my core. This isn't all the young people I see, but I would say it's over 50% at least. There are many that give me great hope. The bright, intelligent, creative and deep-feeling students I have will be the only forces holding back the ugly in the future. I hope that the value of empathy, self-reliance and intelligence gains a resurgence among the youth. It makes me happy to see young people discovering older technology. I hope they someday realize the value in rejecting the need to be connected to the internet every single second of every single day of their entire lives. There is so much more to enjoy in the world than your cell phone. I understand for many teens it is the only escape in their lives. I hope they can escape the grip of technology as well somehow.